guys, it's Kimmie. I have a little tutorial for you guys. I'm working on a St. Patrick's Day swap right now. Actually two St. Patrick's Day swaps, and I'm making some little embellishments for my swap project and everything. And in a previous video, not previous to this one, but in my YouTube channel, in one of my videos, there's like a clay tutorial for clay flowers, and they're like cherry blossoms, apple blossoms. But this one I'm doing like rosebuds, and they're gonna be stick pins. So I got a package of corsage pens right here, and since it's St. Patrick's Day, I'm going with the green and yellow, and I just wanted it to be sort of like two-toned roses for my stick pins. And here, I got a couple finished. Don't laugh at my stick pin holder. My husband got this for me. I love unicorns. So this is what I use in my craft room to hold my stick pins. So anyways, these little tiny rosebuds right here, and they always come out different. They never, none of them ever really look the same for me. But with this technique, I'm not using any kind of templates or like the cookie cutters I used in the last one, because I don't have anything that small for this purpose. And so anyways, what you're gonna need is, and I wanted to show you really quick, you're gonna need the stick pins. I have this little box that I put baby powder in, and I just kind of rub it on my fingers to keep the clay from like sticking and ripping and stuff. You're gonna need these tweezers. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't, really to like bend the flower petals gently. Most of the time I just use my embossing tool, which has hot glue on one end, the fine tip, and I kind of just use my finger and roll it. So anyways, and you're gonna need some baking clay. You can use Fimo, Sculpey, or they actually have Primo by Sculpey, which will work also. It comes in a variety of different colors. I have a bunch. Once you open the package though, I suggest you put it in like a baggie or something to keep it like the air off of it. Like it comes in these big blocks too. Another tip is, like, if you go in the Walmart and like the crafting section, they sell the big box of white Sculpey clay, and you can actually use this to mix with other colors of the Sculpey to get different shades also. So, or you can just use the white and then paint it when you're done. So, and then I just keep it all like in little baggies here. Like, you can see it comes in a lot of different colors. So anyways, I'm using some yellow and green today, and this is my clay basket here. And when I'm done with, like, when I just want to make flowers for fun, like, I have like all my extra flowers in here. But and then another tutorial, I'll do like the large full rose with the like the rose leaves coming off of it tutorial later. So anyways, yeah, okay. Anyways, I'm using the lid from this box right here to hold my stick pin. And I got a little box of stick pins, and I got my clay all rolled out. What I did was I rolled it in sort of like a noodle shape, and then I put the, like I did that with the green and the yellow, and I just rolled it into a noodle shape, and then I pushed them together, and then I just rolled it together like this. And that's how I got like and I twisted a little to kind of have like the, like, what do you call it, like candy cane stripes. And oh, and I have my X-Acto knife, and I use this to cut the clay. Now I recommend you have a separate knife for paper, and then one or a blade at least for your Sculpey, and then for your paper cutting needs and stuff. So, and then I also have some foil here because this isn't a food safe product, I wouldn't recommend you using like your cookie sheet or anything that you're gonna cook food on. Like, I know it's all washable and everything, but at the same time, why take the risk, especially when you have, well, I have children, so I don't know, like if you're eating or whatever, you never know, you don't want to put the chemical in your body if it doesn't get all the way washed off. So that's just a suggestion, it's not a must. So anyways, let me push this stuff aside really quick and then we can get this started. I got this little blob right here and you can see like the yellow in it, so it's basically the leftovers of what I don't need on my stick pins. And I just take and I pull off this little itty bitty piece right here, like this, like a little ball. You see? Let me make sure the camera's just in focus, just so for time's sake and not me, you know, having to redo this video. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so what you do is you take your stick pin, right? And I just punched a little hole with my stick pin in my box top right here, and that way it's, you know, firm and it's not going nowhere. And you take it and you stick it on the top, right? And you just kind of mold it. You could twist it like in a and it'll go right over, and all the extras will kind of, you just push and twist, and all the extra clay will just kind of form downwards. So you just kind of, and the extra will just go down, so you could cut the stuff you don't need off. Okay, so by the time you're done, you should have a completely clay covered stick pin at the top. And this way you could like alter the color of your stick pins if you just have like pearls, like I do right here. You could change, like say you're doing like a pink layout and you want a pink pearl and you don't have no alcohol inks or no Copics or whatever to color it. You can use your Sculpey also, so it's got more than one use, right? And then I just take my X-Acto knife and I kind of just guesstimate where the ball is of the stick pin, and I kind of just cut little lines until all the extra Sculpey is off. You see? And then I just stick my extra back in this little blob right here. Okay? So that's what the stick pin looks like, and right there. Okay? So that's your base, okay? Now you have this one that I told you gotta kind of roll out. Right here, I use my X-Acto knife. Let me make sure I got both of these things. Okay. Sorry you guys, I just want to just make sure. I'm so like paranoid it's not filming what you need. Okay, I just cut out this little nugget, or whatever you want to call it, of clay, and then it's sort of like, you know, just this little flat thing. Okay, and the smaller the little piece of clay that you cut, the little nugget of clay you cut, is the smaller the petal is going to be. So, and you just take your fingers, okay, let me show you that again. You just take your fingers in between your index finger and your thumb, okay? And you just roll it into like a little ball, and then you push and you slide your fingers. And then you got a petal, okay? See, I didn't. See, this is what happens when you don't do the baby powder first. And you just got to be super careful when you peel it off. Okay, and it should be a pretty thin petal. Like, I know that doesn't look like a rose petal, but watch. You take, just so you can see better, you take and you kind of just take your finger and roll it off your finger. And then onto the little. Now this is the reason why no rose is going to look exactly the same, is because the way you're smushing it, okay? And then I take the small end of my embossing tool, but you can also use the tweezers, but you don't put too much pressure or you'll crush your petals. Or what else can you use? Like also have like toothpicks or skewers will work for this too. Like this is probably like something that's in somebody's, you know, basic everyday home, so I'll use this to show you. You kind of just push it on the edge and you push with your finger and you roll it. You see how it's got that like crease in the petal, and you see this is kind of hard to do holding it. Like, see, if you leave it in here, you got two hands to work with, so See? But for you guys to see, it's kind of, I need to use my hands to do stuff, so. And then you just cut off another nugget. Okay. And you roll it in a ball again between your index and your thumb. Or you can use all your fingers. It really doesn't matter. Wherever the ball wants to go, really, right? And then you just squish up again. See, I didn't do the baby powder again. I'll show you with the baby powder the next petal. Somebody might have to call me and remind me, use the baby powder. Okay, see how it's ripping? Even as gently as I'm trying to peel it off, it's ripping. So what I'm going to do is use the baby powder. Okay, I just take my index finger, right, and I stick it in there. And then I kind of just shake off the excess it back into the little box. And then I take the Sculpey and I roll it again into a ball because I smushed it already. And then I smush upwards. And see how easy that peels off now? Okay. And then you just kind of like overlap the last petal a little bit. You see, and then you don't want to stick them like the tops of it together yet. And then you take your embossing tool or like the, what do you call it, the skewer like I showed you before. I like the embossing tool because where you hold it, there's a lot more stability than like if you were holding this tiny little stick and doing this. So, or even the tweezers, like if you just take and gently fold. My hands are so shaky today. Now you can do this where it's more closed so you can't see the center so much. So it's starting to sort of look like a poppy. Okay, my hand's starting to cramp. Oh. Sorry you guys, I have carpal tunnel and it only flares up when it wants to. Only when I'm doing videos, right? Okay, so you just cut another little piece and you roll it in a ball. And before I get that completely done, I'm gonna baby powder my fingers. And rolling it like this also puts like the heat and the moisture into the clay to where it's softer, more pliable, and you just push again. Okay. The bigger the petal, the more it'll wrap. If you don't want it like to wrap a lot and you just want like individual little rosebuds, don't push so hard and don't use so much clay. And you'll get the same effect but just smaller petals. Let's see them. Now if you don't push too hard like I just did, you can move it, see? Like if you don't like the placement, you can pull it off. So sort of just like give it enough pressure for it to stick to the clay that is previously there, but not too much to where you can't move it if you don't like its placement. Okay. Yes. Okay, so that is the center of the rose. Now another way you could have did this, and maybe I'll do like a second video, like this is going to be like more like an open rose, or like a cabbage rose sort of. I'll show you the other way you could do this. I'm trying to use my other hand for this right now because I feel my wrist cramping up. I'm not good. I'm right-handed, but I do this better with my left hand. That's so funny. Okay, and you just smush. Kind of just slide your fingers. See, this is going to be a tinier petal. And you just overlap the last one. Let's see. Now, I'm not sure because I don't have no female, but the baking directions on these say, let me see, blah blah blah. I think I had the right spot. 275 Fahrenheit or 130 Celsius, and it's 30 minutes per every 1/4 inch thickness. So I say, like, for these little roses, I would time them at like 15 minutes, and I would check them, and if it kind of loses its glossy sheen, then it should be ready to pull out. So you can also kind of just like manipulate the petals also with your fingers by just slightly pulling down. You see? And it's, you know, I don't know, it sort of looks more like a poppy. But anyways, see? This one here, like the center, the difference between this one and this one is the center right here is I did it large enough to completely wrap the entire center ball. And this one here, I used more than one petal to wrap the center ball. So that's the difference. Same thing, a different technique, and you get different effects, you know? Let me see, the last one was right there. And you kind of just, like, I don't know if you can see, like, you kind of just take the clay and start wrapping it towards the needle. And that's how you're gonna get like it to start rounding and looking more like a flower. Okay. I don't want to take extremely long doing this video for you guys because I know a lot of people don't like to watch like 30-minute videos of people like blah blah blah, and I do a lot of that blah 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 stuff. I think this needs one more petal and then it's done. Maybe. Sort of trying to stretch the clay a little bit to maybe make it look fuller. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. See? So now you got a stick pin top. And in some cases, like this one doesn't have too much extra on the bottom. So if you turn it upside down and you kind of just put pressure around the bottom, it should just push all the petals together to where it looks more like a closed. So you just play with it until you get it exactly the way you want it. And that's the stick pin rose. Now I'll do another video on like the what do you call it, where it wraps in the center right there. And this is sort of just like a rose blooming. So I'll do another one to show you how to do the center. And then these ones are like, see, not one of them look exactly the same, but okay. So I'll come back with the other rose in the next video, okay? Thanks for watching, you guys.